Okay, time is 11:59. Round two of the Arnold Palmer's just about finished. I think there's one or two people still on the course. Uh, Potgeiser and JT Poston, but pretty much everyone else has finished. I just watched Scheffler and Russell Henley finish their rounds. Scheffler missing a 6-footer for par to save his par for -4, so he's now -3. But anyway, I mean, I think it was pretty much a continuation of what we saw yesterday. That was my feeling. Felt like the greens got even quicker. It really felt like people were struggling to stop the ball on the green. I was seeing McIlroy hit some really, really good shots and seeing them trundle on. And I was hearing Ryan Fox talk to Nick Doherty in the commentary box saying how he basically wasn't able to get any putts stopped short of the hole and everything was just dying 2, 3, 4, 5 feet by, which is making it really difficult to save par. Really, um, Daniel Berger is probably the standout, same as yesterday. To back it up with the -4, that's almost the more impressive round. I mean, doing a 63 at Bay Hill is obviously a great score. It's a super tough golf course, and they're going to come on to that, but to back it up with a 68 and a 68 with only really one slip up and making a bogey on a par 3 out here, I think that is nearly 200 yards. um it's not really a mistake per se. um yeah, especially this back nine really controlled. I watched him. His driving looked great, his putting is pretty fantastic. So yeah, Akshay Bhatia, also great round. I watched this part of his round here. Um, Super impressive. I mean, when he's on, and especially with the way he puts, um, quite an exciting player to watch. I thought my picks, which were Colin, Oberg, Henley, Sepp Straka down here. Starting with Colin, yeah, I mean, pretty good. I mean, his iron play is just really dialed, and I thought he did it. His course management was really good today. Seeing him not take on flags that he didn't need to, especially on the back nine. And yeah, he didn't set the world alight, a couple of mistakes, but he's there or thereabouts. I think I don't know. My view would be here that if you go try and chase Daniel Berger, especially today when the wind was up and the greens were super, super quick, you're putting yourself in a position where you hit it in the water, especially, or you know, you're hitting it long into the rough, or you're taking flags on that you don't need to, and that's how you make big numbers. That's how you make double bogeys, and that's how things go seriously wrong. So, almost keeping yourself in the pack and having the idea that he's probably gonna come back, or at least not go too much further forward, as in he's probably unlikely to put in another 68 and another 68 on the weekend. Listen, anything can happen. But I think that's probably where Colin was at. The same for Oberg. I watched him. He looks really good. He had, I didn't see this hole. Kind of the same as yesterday. I think he had a double bogey. He had bogey, I think 10 and 11 yesterday. And that kind of slightly scuppered what would have been an excellent round. And if he hadn't had those two mistakes, obviously he'd be in that sort of 11 under range. But yeah, I thought he was really impressive. We'll try and get some stats into him, but yeah, his ball striking looks really good. Seth Theegala had a really good round. I saw a few shots here. Really good to see Ricky Fowler up the leaderboard. Obviously, complete fan favorite. Um, One of my favorite players. Great swing, cool swing, unique swing. Um, I know he struggled to. Well, he won the Rocket Mortgage Classic in 2023. Not really done a great deal since. He's still not qualified for the Masters, so he needs to get this OWGR rank up to 50 by second week of April. So top 10 finish here would probably do it for him, or at least get him close. It looked like he was playing good golf, and he looks, as he always does, looks very relaxed. And obviously, he had a good relationship with Arnold Palmer, so it's nice for him in this event. Schauffele, at points I watched him, he looked back to his best. There's still some mistakes in here, but again, this golf course is so hard. I can't remember. It's probably Oakmont was probably the last time I've seen a course that really had teeth like this. Especially the conditions and the way that the golf course is set up. Really firm, really gusty winds. So yeah, good play. Russell Henley, I said in the preview, someone who strikes the ball well is probably someone to look out for and someone with good course history. He has both those things. Obviously, he won last year. Just steady, like steady and a good round, and he's put himself in the mix. Roars, I didn't watch too much Rory's round, to be honest with you. I watched the front nine and this hole here. Um, this is a good round. This is a good back nine. You kind of obviously never count out Rory because he just he's Rory, isn't he? He's got so much natural talent that when everything aligns, he is pretty much unbeatable. He just is a bit more streaky than say a Scheffler, who I would argue maybe is a touch less naturally talented, but is so much more neutral through the ball and so much more consistent that means that he is, he's able to win a lot more often. I think we were talking about this. This is probably the thing that's hurting him, the driving, actually missing a few fairways. But to be honest with you, I saw some crazy drives from him. I think there's a 383-yard hole at one of the par fours. He took it straight out of the out of bounds line like he did last year, nearly drove the green. He's hitting a little stinger, 186-mile-an-hour stinger. So yeah, he's doing really well. And he's very much in the tournament. Cameron Young, same thing. Scotty, yeah, he wasn't very happy on 18 when he missed that putt. A few expletives getting thrown around, and you can kind of understand why, because it's a bit of a frustrating round for him. He he expects to make more birdies than that, and he puts himself in position to do that. I think, yeah, it's just the difficulty of Bay Hill means it's not quite happened for him so far. But honestly, he's not out of that at -3. Sepp Straka, one of my picks. I watched a bit of him. Putting looked pretty good, but it's not quite there. Further down, I watched a lot of Jordan Spieth round. Fuck me, he's funny. He is funny to watch. His ball striking looks actually quite good. I think he's just putting wasn't great, and I think course management seemed a bit dodgy. But yeah, who am I to critique him? Cut line at +2. I think that's the one thing that stood out to me. I think that's testament to how difficult this course is and how difficult it's playing. Um, yeah, that's pretty low pretty high for a PGA Tour event. Few people not making it. Brian Harmon's in there. Shane Lowry. Watched a bit of his round. His head, I think he was saying that at uh, at the Bear Trap last week at PGA National, he couldn't feel his club face basically. So he was at the top of his swing and not really sure if he was shot or open or where he was. And I know from personal experience, when you're there, you're not playing good golf. There's no way you're playing good golf from that position because you just don't know which way you're going to hit it. And I think at times he looked a little bit shell shocked from what I watched of him. Hao Tong Lee, he was the alternate when Jake Knapp withdrew. Honestly, it's great swing, great player. I think you'll be disappointed not to have made the cut. Double bogey on 15. Sung Jae Im, as I said in the preview, he's just come back, first tournament back. I think it's probably about just getting some mileage under the legs. And yeah, JT, I watched some of him out of bounds on one, pull hooked it to high heaven, and then just a bit scrappy. But again, not really about the score. I think for him this week, I think it's just nice to see him playing, and he definitely still has. He statistically the best chipper, best around the greens short game on tour last season, and I think people who know golf probably know that he has seriously good hands. So when he is driving the ball well, when his ball striking is good and his path is neutral enough, then he's a serious player. Justin Rose, I think that's probably the disappointing one in here, especially his win at Torrey Pines earlier this season, and he's been playing such good golf since pretty much since this time last year. I think, yeah, he'll be disappointed, but I guess sometimes it just doesn't happen, and I keep on saying it, but I feel like this course more than a lot of others exposes you when you're not on. So in terms of what we're looking forward to for the weekend, it's difficult to say. I hate to say I don't think Berger will win it. I mean, obviously he's 48% here on Data Golf. Excuse me. He's clearly the He's clearly the favourite. I think Colin Morikawa is still the best shout. I really feel like come the weekend, come the pressure, he'll be right there. Ludwig Oberg as well. there's a lot of good names here. I think this is set up quite well for the weekend. I think it's going to be a good watch. It totally depends what Daniel does. Berger doesn't it? Tomorrow, if he shoots 70 and goes to 15 under, you've got to think that he's probably okay to just coast it around on Sunday. Um, but if he shoots a 72, or maybe he shoots 73 or 1/2 over round, struggles a little bit, comes back, then it's anybody's game. Even if he shoots level par and somebody shoots a 68, a 65, 67, it depends what conditions are like for tomorrow. Oh, let's just go back there. Yeah, it's one of them. I think. Yeah, it totally depends on what he shoots tomorrow. I think like I say, he shoots level par. Somebody else shoots slightly under. There's a good chance you've got a good Sunday, and you really can't tell here. I think it is that difficult. And if the winds get up on the weekend, if the greens get even quicker, it's going to be difficult to keep to keep a score under par. Yeah, I think that's about it. There wasn't really much else that I saw today that really stood out to me. Victor Hovland, just a quick one. I thought watched a lot of his round. I really think he is getting back to his best. He looked really good through the ball. He was driving it well. He's hitting that slight pull cut, and he sets up right with his feet. So he sort of aims his feet slightly shut to the target, slightly close to the target, and then he he bows the wrist at the top and he cuts over the top. It's quite an unusual move, and he's playing. I think he's playing with Rory, and his ball speed on his drive is only about 168, 170. But he still manages to carry it, 292. So he's pretty efficient through the ball. And yeah, when he's hitting those like 1 yard fades, 2 yard fades, um, he's he's a real contender, especially with the scoring clubs. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm going to check in tomorrow after the Saturday night and see what happens on moving day. And yeah, I'll catch you then.